In the heart of Chicago's South Side, where the sun beat down mercilessly on the concrete jungle, lay Parkway Gardens, a sprawling low-income housing complex that whispered tales of both struggle and glory. Known globally as O-Block, this block was a fortress of sound, a birthplace of rap legends like Chief Keef and King Von. Yet behind the pulsating beats and viral drill music videos, a devastating street war brewed like a storm waiting to unleash its fury. On a single summer afternoon, the fate of young lives could be dictated in the blink of an eye. At the core of O-Block's defense was James T.Roy Johnson, a man whose stature belied the weight of his reputation. Standing at just 5'1", he was known as the 5'1" assassin, but in the treacherous streets, he loomed large. T.Roy moved through the shadows with a fearlessness that was both inspiring and terrifying. His mere presence silenced the restless whispers of the night. He was not just a player in the game. He was the one who set its rhythm, a figure cloaked in a mystique that left both allies and enemies in awe and dread. On the streets of Chicago, your height was inconsequential compared to the size of your heart, or your gun. T.Roy, with his unwavering resolve and cold precision, dictated the war's tempo. His name was a ghostly chant among rivals, a legend whose ruthless efficiency haunted their dreams. The news of his assassination would send shockwaves through the city. A clear message that if T.Roy, the untouchable enforcer, could be brought down, then no one was safe. February 14, 2017, was a day marked by love for many, but for O-Block, it was the day the earth shook beneath them. T.Roy, vulnerable and exposed, walked into a local store on South Loomis, a beacon of innocence amidst the chaos. Word spread like wildfire. Trevion T.B. Bacon from the rival Taekwon World faction sensed an opportunity. In broad daylight, shots rang out, piercing the afternoon tranquility. T.Roy crumpled to the floor, and the vibrant life that once emanated from him flickered into nothing. In the depths of Cook County Jail, King Von crumbled at the news. Locked away, fighting his own demons, he heard his mother's anguished cries through the phone. The moment she uttered T.Roy's name, all the strength he had cultivated evaporated. The bond he shared with T.Roy was forged in the fire of brotherhood, mentorship, and the unforgiving streets. Losing T.Roy shattered him, unleashing a torrent of grief that would emerge in his music, transforming it into an anthem for vengeance. T.Roy's death marked the beginning of an unending cycle of grief and revenge, entwined with the very fabric of family. His mother, burdened with grief, faced the unimaginable pain of losing multiple children to the streets. The mantle of vengeance fell upon Hakeem H.K. Johnson, T.Roy's younger brother. Once a quiet shadow beneath T.Roy's legacy, H.K. metamorphosed into a relentless hunter, fueled by a consuming love for his fallen brother. The boy who once played in the alleys now stalked the streets, compelled by an unquenchable thirst for revenge. As the streets of Chicago became a lethal chessboard, the notorious battle reached a fever pitch. On September 26, 2017, H.K.'s vengeance culminated in a savage encounter. He ambushed T.B., delivering a fatal blow, a moment of twisted triumph that echoed through O-Block. The celebration was short-lived, however. The violence was a double-edged sword, and with every death, the conflict escalated. H.K.'s life took a tragic turn that left O-Block reeling once more. Within the sanctuary of Parkway Gardens, a horrifying betrayal unfolded. Gunfire erupted, claiming H.K.'s life in the same fortress designed to protect him. In the aftermath, two chilling narratives emerged, one of impressive rival strength, the other of betrayal from within. The Johnson family, woven tightly through loyalty and blood, now stood on the precipice of despair. The deaths of T.Roy and H.K. marked the rise of a visceral madness within the streets. As King Von emerged from jail, he transformed his grief into an obsession with legacy, adopting the moniker V-Roy to immortalize his brother in every beat. His music became a lifeline, pouring his earnings back into T.Roy's family, ensuring they would want for nothing. Yet the streets pulsed with violence, as the younger enforcers formed the Get Back Gang, a relentless machine of retaliation fueled by the ghosts of those they had lost. With blood debts to repay, CGR, a rival enforcer, became the next target. On June 15, 2018, the streets erupted once more, as CGR fell victim to a meticulously planned hit. The execution was swift and ruthless, sending shockwaves through the city, while O-Block reveled in a momentary sense of justice. Yet the cycle of vengeance proved relentless, with each victory merely an invitation for further bloodshed. As violence escalated, the grief within the Johnson family deepened. Zell Munna, another cousin, succumbed to the same fate, solidifying their family as a heartbreaking symbol of the conflict. The streets demanded loyalty, but that loyalty came with a price. Death loomed large over every decision. By August 2020, the violence reached a crescendo with the brazen daylight murder of Carlton Weekly, known as FBG Duck. The hit echoed through the Gold Coast, a shockwave that attracted the attention of federal authorities. Just as the feds moved in, tragedy struck O-Block once more, claiming King Von in a chaotic nightclub altercation. The once untouchable block was left reeling from the loss of its brightest star. The final blow landed in October 2021, when federal agents descended upon Parkway Gardens, arresting key figures of O-Block. The devastating trial exposed the dark realities of their existence, a life governed by loyalty, retaliation, and an inescapable cycle of violence. The streets had quieted, but the music faded, leaving behind a haunting reminder of a time when legacy was intertwined with bloodshed. In the end, the story of O-Block was not merely one of rise and fall. It was a tragic monument to the cost of loyalty, in a world where every choice led to a grave. The throne they fought for, an illusion made of glass, only reflected the pain and sorrow that echoed through the streets.